Right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that rule well and teach well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect out there. Yeah, I'm your brother Taziah One from the Great Millstone Church here in Birmingham, Alabama. And call out Yahweh Yahweh Shai. The Spirit jumped on me just to do a quick little testimony. You know, something that just happened to me maybe 10 minutes ago. You know, I had just went to the store and was coming back, and on the way back, Jake stopped me and was like, "Hey, you know, be careful out here. You know, it's these niggas riding around in this gate, so like in this gray Camry, robbing niggas. You know, they robbing niggas walking. You know, and they just robbed a nigga at the store. You know, so I was just like, you know, call out Yabashim, I was shy. You know, in my mind, you know, for that." Just like that, maybe a few feet as I'm bending the corner, you know, I see the gray Camry creeping, you know, and it went on down. You know, I let it go on down, and, you know, I got down, made my way to the house, you know, and it was just like, call out Yabashimi, I was shy, you know, because I thought of what the elder Quanawa said, you know, a while back. Sometimes the Lord can hold you up, you know, from danger. You know, it could be a car wreck ahead, or, you know, some shit can, you know, happen, you know, and the Lord be holding you up, you see? And, you know, I thought about, you know, the scripture, you know, the angels of the Lord encamped around about those that fear him, you know, and that could have been an angel that Yahweh Shemi Awashai sent me, you know, just to hold me up, to keep me from crossing paths, you know, with the marauders, man. You know, so I must say, you know, call out Yabashimi Awashai, you know, and also, you know, I've been meditating on, you know, being circumspect, you know, with the brother who got stabbed, you know, out there in Cali, I believe it was, you know, so I'm just seeing that now it's some very, you know, serious times, you know, just for, you know, Jake, for me to catch wind that Jake had just got robbed for his shoes and they was robbing niggas, you know, that was walking, you know, and no brothers be doing walking talks, and, you know, some brothers have to, you know, walk to work or maybe walk to the bus, you know, or whatever the case may be. But it's just, you know, this is just a video just reminding brothers to be circumspect, you know, redeeming the times because the days are evil, man. You know, we're entering into some very evil, you know, and perilous times, as the scriptures say. You know, the scriptures say that in the last days, perilous times shall come, dangerous times. You know, so we should always be mindful of our surroundings, you know, and how we move, you know, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, you know, and of course, you know, watching, man, you know, really watching what's going on around us, you know, as well. You know, first and foremost, watching for the prophecies, you know, and also, you know, watching, you know, what's going on around us. You know, so I just wanted to do this video, you know, just, of course, you know, reminding brothers to be circumspect out here, you know, because we're in some very evil and dangerous times, you know, and also, you know, just got to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua just for protecting me, you know, so, you know, just be mindful, you know, and constantly pray, you know, constantly pray, man. You know, the scriptures tells us to pray without ceasing, you know, so when we leave the house, you know, we should be praying, man. You know, when we wake up in the morning, pray. You know, when we at work, you know, pray. You know, pray without ceasing, man. You know, and the scriptures tells us, pray that we be delivered, you know, from all these horrors, you know, these terrible times that we finna go into, man. You know, because just that experience there was like, man, shit, you know, had the Lord not slowed me down again, you know, the timing would have been, I would have been, you know, just coming up on them niggas, man, you know, and I ain't had no fire, you know, but again, man, the angels of the Lord encamped around about those that fear him, man, you know, so call Allah Yabashimi Awashai for that, man, you know, so yeah, man, just quick little testimony, you know, be mindful, you know, be circumspect, you know, to the next time, shalom.